Hey folks, my name is Rob and welcome to List Connections. This is actually the first episode of List Connections, so you're very lucky listeners and watchers. If you don't know, because it's the first episode, this is a podcast where we use the community to build playlists for people who need playlists. We're kind of helping our friends, our families, our strangers with the power of music. And the friend, family, stranger we're helping today is Taylor. So welcome, Taylor. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm excited to be here. Thanks for having me.
Excited to have you. So let's jump into it. I'm hoping some people know already because we've had song submissions, but what event is coming up for you that you are in desperate need of a playlist for?
So I leave tomorrow for the annual Goddess Gathering. This is a weekend getaway where a bunch of my girlfriends and our friend Adam and I all go to this house in Northern California. We usually rent the same house every year, and it's right on the beach. So we a lot of times have beach bonfires. And the cool part about it is that most everyone leads a workshop or an activity. And so I wanted a playlist for the weekend to kind of celebrate girl power, femininity, and just like friendship bringing us together.
That's so cool. So how did this start? How long has this been going on? Goddess
So
Fest.
it actually started as a New Year's Eve trip, and it started out co-ed.
Okay.
And then a couple weird things happened. One of the guys who I kind of co-planned it with, who we didn't know very well, I met him at this morning Gloryville morning sober dance party and like connected with him, and we planned this New Year's Eve trip. Well, it turns out he was a bit of a creep, and he just like my friend, two actually different girls were in the shower, and he just proceeded to get in the shower with them on the trip.
Oh, that's very troublesome.
Yeah. So that he was kicked off the trip after that.
Yeah.
But we tried with the guys a couple more years, and then we ended up, I think, just really feeling like we wanted a ladies only. And we ended up shifting it from New Year's Eve because everyone has so many New Year's Eve plans. It's kind of hard to pin everyone down. But it's just a really nice time to connect. And especially as some of us have moved away from the Bay Area, well, me, it's a really nice way to see everyone again and sort of reestablish those friendships.
Is it always like the same house, or do you like change it up? Do you, as like the goddesses grow, do you get like to go to a mansion? Like, is there a goddess mansion in the future?
We haven't hit up the mansion yet, but we've switched it up a little bit. We did Guerneville and did some champagne tasting. But usually in the Mendocino area, we've done the same house like 4 or 5 times now, and we find ourselves coming back there this year because there's something kind of magical about this house. So
that's so cool. You found your locale.
We did.
I mean, I think all of this is beautiful. It's amazing. It's empowering and great to be with your friends. But like the most interesting thing about this weekend are these workshops, right?
Yeah.
You like in the pitch, you say you did. The thing that caught my eye was bondage baking, which I need a million more details about what that entails.
So that's an annual event hosted by my friend Elisa.
Oh, so that's not like one of those workshops. This is a thing that like is
every year.
Cool.
Okay, every year. So we've done, she's really into baking. So every year she teaches us how to make a certain baked good. So we've done cookies, we've done sourdough. This year we're doing bagels. And then she's also really into sort of like bondage and that kind of thing. So she'll incorporate into it a sort of like bondage workshop. And then you kind of have to theme your cookie kind of sexy in the way you decorate it and the way you name it, that kind of thing. So one year she did like a pillowcase bondage workshop, which is, all you needed is a pillowcase. But yeah, it's fun. It's wild. Some people dress up in the kind of like sexy lingerie for it to really get in the mood. And yeah, it's memorable.
Oh my God. That's so what's the cookie you're making this year? What's the bondage?
Well, we're making bagels this year.
Bagels this year. Okay, so, bondage bagels. I mean, they can go around your wrist. That's actually I think
there's
practical.
a lot that we can do. Sometimes people will demonstrate like with their baked good too. So I definitely can see someone like acting out, like tying up with the bagel. I think this is going to be fruitful.
What's like the feelings on like spreads? Like, does cream cheese get involved in the bondage bageling?
Oh yeah, absolutely. It'll be like a whole cream cheese bar, I imagine. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Fair enough. Okay. I'm so excited.
Sure.
Okay. So like baking bondage is like go-to, but what have been some of the better or more interesting workshops? Or I guess it's like, is it like a seminar? Is it like a TED talk? Like one person gets up in front of the whole goddess castle?
Not necessarily.
And just like,
a lot of times they're just like an activity. Like,
cool.
One year I brought canvases and I think we each picked a quote, like an inspiring quote out of a hat. And then we did a painting based off that quote. So that was 1 year. 1 year, someone brought a bunch of CBD sodas and we did like a wine tasting, but instead of a wine tasting, we did that with CBD sodas. And we're like, I taste notes of huckleberry. And, that was fun. We got into it. Yeah. All different, and lots of yoga. Like half of us are yoga teachers. So there's going to be a divine feminine yoga class this year taught by Adam, who he channels his feminine energy plenty. So he fits right in.
Adam could be a god. Adam already sounds like my favorite goddess. He's the one I pray to.
He is.
So it sounds like ahead of time like what these were. So there's like no like leading up to the event, like, oh, these are going to be the 4 workshops we're doing.
We have a sense. My one friend Lauren said she's bringing the games, and I know she's a big puzzle girl, so I have a feeling there'll be a puzzle involved, but TBD. We shall see.
Can't wait.
Yeah.
All right. Well, puzzle might be involved, but definitely music will be involved because that's what we're doing here.
Absolutely.
So we reached out to our kind of eager Beaver playlist makers, and they submitted songs, and this was based on kind of your taste and then your description of what the group are into. And so you're very much into the electronic music, which I am not. I like to market myself as kind of like a music encyclopedia, but that's a very like kind of privileged, dumb thing to say. And like, I quickly realized that my encyclopedia knowledge was just basically emo and Bay Area hip hop. So that I was in foreign soil here, but I did my research. But like, just maybe give me a kind of quick summary of your musical tastes and your kind of history with music and like what you like real quick.
Yeah, I'd say I first fell in love with music when I really discovered electronic music, and specifically, I totally fell in love with dubstep. That was in my early 20s, so big bass nectar girl back in the day. But yeah, since then,
no Skrillex. Did you get?
Oh
Skrillex?
Yes, and the whole group loves Skrillex. So
gotcha.
A couple of us have seen Skrillex before. He's a big favorite.
Yeah,
but
he's the connective tissue because he was from first to last. He was like emo days, and then he moved into it. So that's our bridge.
It. Yeah. But yeah, I like a lot of more like I'd say like emotional house. I like the Anjuna Deep label a lot of their music. But I like music that really makes me feel something and has a house beat. That's kind of the through line for me.
Excellent. Do you go to like a lot of the festivals and the raves and stuff all over the country?
I used to go to way more in my younger years. I slowed down a little bit, but I just booked tickets to go to the Gorge. I live in Washington. And see the Odessa Festival. Ben Bomer's playing there, so I'm super excited about that.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, people definitely went hard in the electronic paint. I'm assuming, as someone who like the most electronic I get is like when My Chemical Romance occasionally plays a electronic piano. So I think this is a pretty good vibe. You've already listened to the playlist, so maybe just before we get into the music, what's your feeling? Did they hit it out of the park? Is it gonna go well with the goddesses?
Yeah, I love it so much. I mean, I think the first thing to say is I've been kind of in like a music funk lately, where I for most of the last decade, I've been constantly inspired with new artists. But the last year, I feel like I've been kind of not discovering anything new that really like lights me up that much. And so this playlist totally stoked me out because it introduced me to a lot of new music and just got me really excited and re-inspired music wise. But yeah, I think it has really good range. It's like so much female power, female empowerment, female energy. And then I feel like it really has some hip hop vibes. It has a lot of that electronic. It's got some more like party anthems and it's got some more mellow stuff. So I feel like it really captures it all, which I'm super stoked on.
Oh, very good to hear that. So let's get into the first song. So this is Emmy Melly. Oh, I'm gonna get in trouble on Twitter because this is like a big TikTok girl. Emmy Melly's "I Am Woman." So let's give it a listen, and then we'll talk about it. So I guess the first question I'm probably going to ask is, have you ever heard this song before as we go through all 11 of these? Is this something?
No, I'm just introduced to this song and I totally love
awesome.
it.
Okay, great. So a little bit of background. I mentioned the artist Emmy Melly. She is from California. She's 22 years old, which is always like dope when like someone like an Olivia Rodrigo, like young voice just pops in and like in such a big, like major, like with something to say. It's really cool. And this is her only song. She threw it on TikTok like 2 years ago. It blew up, and now you can just listen to it everywhere. So I hope she makes more music. But
Yeah.
yeah, so this is like the right vibes for the goddesses. I'm hoping, right? Like
This is the perfect song to start this playlist off with. I feel like it just jumps in there with that female energy. And it's just like, yeah, celebrating the divine feminine and just super empowering. Like I can be whatever I want to be and just championing that. So yeah, I think it's the perfect way to kick it off.
awesome, so cool. Yeah, no, me too. I mean, I often want to be a goddess, but never more than when I like first heard the song. This is my introduction to the song too. Someone else recommended this, and I think it's like the right way to start not only a playlist for your weekend, but like probably any kind of like future like pump me up playlist. This is definitely,
it totally is. And I'm not really big on TikTok, so I definitely did not see her when she apparently took that by storm. I didn't know.
Yeah.
She should definitely make more music though. That's a shame she only has one song.
Yeah, I'm sure she's gonna like gonna do something major. She feels like she's gonna get signed in a second, because this is a jam, and it like went huge on TikTok, because that's how people make music now. Is like they don't do it for the like full length song that you list on Spotify. They do it for like that perfect 30-second like blip that people can sing along to. It's great.
Rock out too, yeah.
All right, so we're gonna leave Emmy. We're gonna go to Tony Jones. So this is Tony Jones' Work Ethic. Let's throw this on. Get inspired. All right, so yeah, you thought Emmy was giving you woman vibes. This is like all about just like embracing the like womanhood. So just quick back, Tony, she's a life coach. She's a mental health advocate, which makes sense. Is a very not like lyrical, but like spoken word kind of amazing song. And she started like moving her messages into music. So she has, I think, one album is what I was able to find, and this is her song. So again, like, is this gelling with the vibes of the Goddess Weekend?
Yeah, I feel like it's such a powerful mantra. It's something that I could see myself like starting the morning off with, or like playing in a moment when I'm feeling kind of burned out or frustrated or uninspired, and I just need something to kind of like charge me back up. This is totally that. So it's everything she says is so good.
Right. And like,
yeah.
And I mean, maybe this is probably the direction the world's moving. It's like applicable to anyone. It's not like just for women. Like this is like I get the butterflies in my stomach where I'm like, yeah, I'm inspired to like start something or build something because of Tony. So yeah, I mean, I hope that's what you're going for, Tony. Being inclusive for.
I love that she says, I'm a human being, not a human doing. That's something what the whole like theme of it, I feel like I resonate with so much, because I have someone that's have definitely pushed it too hard work-wise and have suffered from burnout several times. And I'm just constantly trying to learn how to find more balance and pace myself and listen to my body. And I think this is just so much about that. And I think our group of women, we're all in our 30s. I think a lot of us pushed really hard in our 20s, and now we're trying to find a little more balance. So I think it's just so fitting.
Yeah, no, it's so what kind of workshop like would you want like this song playing behind? Like, is this?
Ooh,
yeah,
that's a good. I think for my workshop that I'm going to lead, which is we're going to be doing power word bracelet making. So you pick a power word for the year. I'm inspired from my friend Summer. She makes a power word bracelet, and I actually choose a power word for the year. I did so last year and I did so again this year. So I'm going to invite all my friends at the Goddess Gathering to pick a word for the year and then make a bracelet out of it. And so I think this would be the perfect song of like, really finding a word that helps champion your self-worth, your inspiration, your creativity, whatever you're looking to really hone and develop this year.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. This has definitely got like mantra bracelet vibes for sure.
Yeah, it's so perfect.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Let's throw it to the third song. That's a killer. That's Etta Paulo, I'm hoping is the name. So he's a British-born, Melbourne-based DJ from focuses in down tempo house. So you're like getting a little more to like the classic history of EDM, right? It started as like the house kind of just like the thumping pop based music, and then it developed into what is EDM and what is bass and all this other great electronic music. I love it. This is a me song, so this is one I found.
I kind of guessed that. I thought it might
okay,
be.
Cool. All right, just knowing nothing about me until today, you were like, "Oh, this is whoever's about to host this podcast."
Well, I felt like from listening to this song, I felt like you really read my music tastes.
Gotcha. Cool.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad it resonated with you. That's perfect. Yeah, it's like what. So I grew up surfing, and this just made me think of the water. This is like. And then when I like researched this guy, I was like, oh yeah, he's from Melbourne. He lives in the city. He lives by the beach. He's just like watching surfers every day and just like,
yes.
Yeah. So like, yeah, just really kind of like a chill, like, and that's for me. And it's so interesting to me when I meet someone who resonates really well with electronic music. The thing I love most about music is the lyrics. Like I love the poetry and the storytelling. And so it's like really out of my element when I meet someone who like gets that same kind of like reaction to the art from no one saying anything and just the music speaking for it. And then I like found like this song and a couple others. I'm like, oh, I get it. Like I can see how there's like an energy that gets into you the same way that like when I hear like Bob Dylan like speak prose or something, or like Aretha Franklin like hit those high notes. It's like, oh, I get that vibe. So it's like crazy that it like translates so well.
It's funny you say that because my husband always makes fun of me of how I don't really listen to lyrics in songs. Like he'll like bring up a lyric and it'll be a song I listen to all the time. And he's like, you don't even recognize that lyric. And I'm like, I think I focus so much on everything else and just sort of the sound of the like instrumentation and the melodies. And I think for me, I'm like so in my head so much of the day that when I listen to music, I just kind of want to turn my brain off and not have to process language. And I just want to feel it. So it's like a song like this, like totally like hits me. Like, it's all the feels. I love it.
Oh, so cool. Yeah. Yeah. It's just a good song. I don't want to like keep bragging about this guy because, we got a banger up next. So
I know I'm obsessed with it. It kind of reminds me a lot of Tycho, who I'm a big fan of. And it is that like dreamy coastal, like it's beautiful.
Yeah. It's not this guy, but there's another song that I don't know why I'm talking about songs that aren't on this, and I don't even have the artist in front of me. So maybe I'll do like a quick like research before we get to the next song. But it's off the same album I got this one from, and it's just recordings of 1970s coverage of surf contests. So just like, and like Bradley's out there, and he's like, and so it's like that, but with like a very similar like lo-fi kind of music under it, and it like melds. So like I leave it on when I'm at work, like the way people like have like those YouTube videos that are 3 hours long with the like animated girl drawing in the corner forever.
Yeah.
This is like my like how I focus at work is just like listening to like 1970s like, I just caught a big wave, and it's like British too, which like there's no surfing in England, but I guess there
you
was.
You have to find the name of this because I want to listen to this. It sounds awesome.
Yeah, okay.
I grew up surfing as well. I haven't surfed in a while, but yeah.
Oh, okay. I'll that'll be a bonus song on the playlist. I'll throw that at the very end. Cool. But let's get into the next song, which no one needs an introduction to this song. This is like the hit of the year. Yeah, man. Can't knock Miley. I mean, what a jam.
Yeah, I was getting into that. That's for sure.
Yeah. No, it's like she is the goddess for all the goddesses to be, I think, right now. Just swept at the Grammys a couple weeks ago. Just like good for her.
My sister sent me the video of her performance at the Grammys performing this song. And yeah, she was stunning. It was amazing.
Yeah, no, so good. Yeah, I love her. Do you have, like a favorite like pop star?
So I don't listen to that much pop music. Right. So not really. Yeah, I would. Yeah, not that much. I mean, I think the most I listened to is like Gaga back when she was big, and a couple of us went to her concert in Vegas. That was awesome. But yeah, I'm more of a big electronic fangirl, like Monolink and Tycho. I'm like obsessed. But bow down to
No,
them.
for sure. Yeah. No, yeah, you got your vibe for sure. Yeah, I don't know. I just like, I was always such a boy growing up that like I'm not allowed to listen to girls. Like I have to listen to music by men for men. And so I like, that's where I got like all my emo street cred up front. But like maybe as I've gotten older, as I've softened, it's just like there's something about like throwing on like Miley, or I mentioned Olivia Rodrigo, or even like the new Paramore album, which came out. Like it's just like, yeah, I don't know. There's something about like women screaming their feelings at me that gets me going, which is just, I don't know. That's probably problematic. We can cut that out. Look at that.
I like it. Yeah, I think,
Yeah.
I mean, Miley is she's just so like elegant in that video of her performing it too. And it's
Yeah.
just, I love how it's like independent woman vibes, like I'll buy my own flowers. That's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. And she's like channeling Bruno Mars. I think I saw an interview where she's like trying to like get the same kind of like response to his very like grenade songs where he's like talking about like, oh, I'm independent despite what you think. And she's like, well, women can have that voice too. So it's just like, it's such a cool conversation to have on the radio. Yeah. Good for her. She won all those Grammys. She earned it.
Yeah, I love it. It also really reminds me of the girl who teaches the baking and bondage workshop. Her and I had a flower themed 30th birthday party where we made everyone wear floral prints, and we had it in a flower shop. And so I'll be seeing her this weekend. And the song was taking me back to our birthday party where we were both single and we did buy our own flowers. So yes,
yeah,
or bought them for each other.
It's even better. buy them for your single friends. Cool. All right, let's get into song number 5. Woo!
I was rocking out to that one. That song's awesome.
I know, that's that definitely like hits. Yeah, you're right. It does have like a great like flow where it goes from like kind of like chill and the back up into a dance.
I just can't help but dance to that one. Like I just can't help it. Yeah.
Good. Do you have dance workshops? Is anyone doing a dance?
Oh, there'll be a dance party probably every night. Absolutely. Like no question. Yeah.
That's so cool. And it's like on the beach. Are you like surrounded by other people who aren't part of the goddess retreat? And are they invited?
No, it's usually pretty quiet.
Party?
This house is pretty isolated. And then it's like a 5-minute walk down to the beach. And there's usually a couple other people there, but not really. And then the house is like ocean views and has a hot tub. So there's always like a sunset hot tub dance party, like margaritas. You know, it's epic. Yes.
So cool.
So I think I know who submitted this song. My friend Gwen said she submitted a song, and I have a feeling that this is the one she submitted. Am I right?
I don't have it in front of me, but probably.
You don't have it in front of you? I think so.
Yeah. All right.
The reason I'm guessing this is I think I feel like I remember this song from a yoga class at a goddess gathering years ago. And I feel like we were all rocking out to it. And it was like the anthem of like the day. And so I feel like she brought it back, and I'm so stoked because it's like, yeah, it's so good.
Oh, that's great. Cool. Yeah. Awesome. Well, I just got confirmation from the producers that this was from Gwen. So
I knew it.
Good job,
I knew it was from Gwen.
Right. You solved the riddle. You win the prize of goddess getaway. You got the trophy. So Gwen, killer. Yeah. This is so this is Matoma, I think is the name of the DJ. He's Norwegian. I could not find a lot of information about him, so I got to consult with Gwen. But this song is a banger. He's got a couple other like great like SoundCloud like just. But you mentioned this is like such a, like you said, it's like an upbeat thing. You're rocking out to yoga. What's like the perfect kind of music for yoga, or is that even like such an open-ended question? Because I
feel like there's so many different types and styles of yoga. I mean, there's like your yin where you're basically like laying there stretching like in meditation. And then like my friend Elisa and Adam, they teach sculpt yoga. So it's like with weights, and that's a lot more like upbeat, high energy, like dancing. And like at the goddess gathering, like sometimes it turns into like a yoga dance party. I mean, it's a little less structured than your typical like yoga class, you know? Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. Very cool. Yeah. I'm glad it's open-ended because I've only been to like very upscale LA yoga classes that I definitely did not belong in. And they're just playing like top 40, which is like Rihanna and Beyonce. And I love it, but it's like,
oh, that's funny.
I always wondered if there was like a preferred by like actual yoga professionals, like what's the like
It's all so different. I think there's some things I'll definitely take from this playlist and put in my yoga playlist or when I teach. Like that Velvia song, absolutely. Like I feel like that's so beautiful and so perfect for a yoga class because it's like it has energy, but it's really mellow and like I feel like it calms the nervous system. So yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. Well, this next song's not going to calm the nervous systems, but definitely let's get into it. You ready? Yeah. Here's your midnight on the beach dancing song. So this is probably the most lyrical on the playlist, which, yeah. So does it still gel? Like even with the, like it's pretty radio friendly current rap, right?
I feel like it's perfect. It's perfect for like bringing a little bit of that party vibe. Because I mean, there's definitely going to be some margaritas and some late night dance parties for sure. So I feel like this will really take it there. And the party girl theme is so perfect. I love it.
Gotcha. So good. Yeah.
It might be a little bit less of a late night than, back when we did this in our 20s. Maybe not so much a late night, but still there'll be the margaritas and the dancing.
Yeah. You can still have margaritas and be in bed at 9. That's the dream.
Absolutely.
So Stay Solid Rocky, the young man who's singing the song, he's from Austin. Just like Emmy, he popped off on TikTok, man. And that's just how you do it. Yeah. He's like a young, hot 20-year-old, doesn't really have a lot more music, but is this like just became like a TikTok, I don't know. I was going to say trend, but that makes me sound 100. Whatever a trend is actually called on TikTok, someone can like tweet at me to correct me. Some young hot Gen Zer can judge me and
we need some TikTok lingo here.
Yeah. But for you, so you don't really know who's submitting these. I sort of do, but I'm bad at like keeping track. How old do you think the person who submitted this was?
Oh, that's a good question.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe someone younger if it is from TikTok. It's from TikTok. Someone who's there.
Yeah. No, it was submitted by a 57-year-old man.
No
right?
way.
Yeah. Who's clearly cooler than all of us. I've been depressed a lot in this, just kind of like coming to terms with how little I know about music, but that like shook me. Yeah.
That's
so this
awesome.
So we got.
He's keeping us young.
He's keeping us young. He's keeping himself young, younger than I'll ever be when I'm his age. So,
oh my gosh. I also really like the reference to Four Loko in there. Like, did this song come out recently and the guy's just like still remembering the Four Loko glory days? Cause that's hilarious.
Yeah. No, I mean, everything's like nostalgia. So yeah, maybe in Austin, they're still like repping the Four Lokos.
They still have some hidden away in the closets from the good stuff before it was banned. Yeah.
The weirdest city it was never banned in Austin. It all got moved to Austin. That's the only place you can get it out.
That would make sense.
Cool. So let's stay solid podcasting and jump into the next one. Getting some mood swings in there. So another very lyrical song. That's from Lil Sims. She's a British raptress, I guess.
Raptress.
This also raptress. Yeah, that's actually what I wrote in my notes because I wasn't sure what the colloquial gendered term for a female rapper. Probably just rapper.
I like it.
So I've been following her for a minute. This is off her like brand new EP. It came out, I think, last weekend. So this is like hot off the press. But she's killing it. She's like known for her like kind of Afrocentric lyrics and like really bring in the like. I mean, there's like a huge hip hop movement in England. There's been for a minute, but she's kind of like one of the rising stars who's like making it more inclusive. Because I mean, just like how hip hop was in general is very much a boys club and very much a boys club about like partying and money and guns. And she's trying to like change that image into being about like self-reflection and positivity. And so she's got, I mean, I love her. Everyone check out Lil Sims. She's got her discography rolls deep and it's dope. But yeah, I mean, what yoga pose would you do to this? This is like I don't know if there even is one.
I think you might be more like a twerking to this kind of situation. handstand twerk, which Elisa will probably do at some point. But I'm obsessed with this song. This is such a good find. I'm so into it. Yeah, like I'm going to be dancing to this. I love the like kind of jungle sounds section. It makes me feel this like wild woman energy. It's like so powerful and female at the same time. And the theme of it, mood swings, is kind of hilarious. It's like, yeah, we're women and we have cycles and we have mood swings. Like, it's just kind of makes me laugh a little bit. It's so funny that's what she's singing about. But yeah, just the sound of it and that beat and like her energy and charisma. Like, oh my God, I'm definitely gonna go check out more of her music because it is awesome. Yeah.
You should, yeah. Oh, geez, I keep trying to mention music that I don't have in front of me because, like, usually my iTunes is like right in my screen, and today it's just my face, which is a much worse visual. But she had an album in 2021. Oh, geez, let me just pull it up. That won a bunch of awards. That is like absolutely worth checking out. So everyone on the podcast, go check out Sometimes I Might Be an Introvert, which is like perfect for the name of the song, Mood Swings. Like she knows what she is, and so it's like so self-reflective and great.
I love that you say that she's like able to bring that like female energy to hip hop, because I feel like I have felt very alienated from a lot of hip hop when they like sing about like money and hot bitches and cars. I'm just like, I don't get it, you know? So I think this is she was like I'm able to connect and resonate with her.
There's definitely been a female renaissance in hip hop, like in America, but also worldwide. I mean, you got like Cardi B, Megan Thee Stallion, Ice Spice. And so it's like nice to like get that voice and perspective and like really kind of see the shift. Cause man, hip hop's great. It's always changing. And it's like really positive to like know that like the nerds who were my age when I fell in love with hip hop are like now being able to fall in love with it in a much more inclusive, equitable arena. And so that's like, it's amazing. Like, yeah, I mean, some of the best lyricists, like Lil Sims is killer. Chica is another one that people should check out. She's from Brooklyn. She came up, and then like Cardi and Megan, you can't deny the greats. Cool. All right. We talked hip hop to death. Let's get into the next song.
Okay.
Song number 8. Pink Clouds and Fairy Dust. What a great visual. What a great song. How you feeling? You like that one?
It's such a good party anthem, and this is the song that's going to be stuck in my head. No question.
Is it? Okay.
Yes. Pink Clouds and Fairy Dust. Like that is, ever since listening to it earlier today, like it's just already stuck in my head, and I love it. It's awesome.
That's awesome. So this is, I put this one on. This is by a DJ named Ao. I don't know anything about him. I can't find anything about him. This is going to be like my first of many probably embarrassing confessions on this podcast. I do, as a kind of relic behavior from the pandemic, I do like workouts at my house on YouTube. And this is like some workout girl I follow, Growing Ananas. So shout out to her. I hope she's a listener already. She just plays this song constantly in her videos. And like, just like you, it like leached inside my brain. It was like, oh my God, that's so catchy. It's like the perfect to like pump you up and do the like 10 jumping jacks that I can still do with my 30-year-old body. And it's just like such a banger. And so I just had to like find it, add it to my music. And so whoever you are, Ao, I think he's Spanish, but I don't know for sure. So, check him out. Check out this song. It's so good. It's like such an earworm.
I love it. The thing that also makes me laugh too is, so Elisa, the one who leads the baking and bondage workshop, is known for wearing sparkles and pink. And like, I am not exaggerating that sometimes when she walks into a room, she will actually bring like a cloud of glitter into the room with her. Like that happens. So this song, Pink Clouds and Fairy Dust, I'm like, this should be her anthem, because
this is like the Elisa anthem.
Yeah.
Does she actually like use physical glitter, or is this like all a metaphor?
She just does so much like crafting with actual glitter that like it's just like constantly around her, and she wears so many glittery clothes that it just like hangs in the air.
So you can't. Yeah, it's awesome. You'll never lose her. That's great. She like just leaves a trail. Yeah, you just know Elisa's been here. Everything's covered in sparkles. It's
Yes.
so bright and pink. Cool. Yeah. So all right, we got a couple more songs. Let's get into number 9. This is definitely like another vibe shift. We're going from Pink Clouds to like this like kind of cool, easy, like mellow, Cold Blooded by Zoo. So yeah, what are you getting off this one?
It's so good. Yeah, it has a totally different feeling. It's a little bit more
Yeah.
sultry, a little more sexy, a little darker. But yeah, I love it. It feels very cool, and yeah, just a completely different sound. And the saxophone in there, that is so good. I love that with that like syncopated beat. Like it's just it's a really good song. I'm into it.
Yeah, and that's just like a general thing I've kind of discovered over these last couple of weeks when I was like researching electronic music. A lot of these artists like come from like, and including this guy Zoo, who's from America. They come from like they're like classically trained, they're multi instrumentalists, and they infuse their music with those like those skills that they picked up, the training that they've done. And it's just like really interesting because like you just wouldn't think that like someone who's like making a music on a MacBook and like pressing the space bar like also has the capacity to like saxophone or like accordion or like just really get any kind of thing in there, and it like works. It's so layered and interesting.
I feel like the best electronic music artists are ones that do have like a classically trained musical background. And they like, it's one of my favorite things ever when they incorporate that, especially at a live show, when they're out there like playing an instrument and mixing the music and just like bringing all those layers together. Like it's just like mind blowing.
Yeah. And maybe I'll ask this because I'm such a novice, and I hope this is like an interesting thing, but like when you go see a DJ live, someone that you've listened to, someone like Fred Again or whoever, does the music sound distinctly similar or different than what's on an album, or do they like mix it up because they're like they have the like laboratory in front of them that they can like add and remove stuff on? Like, I mean, I guess you can play a different note on a guitar if you're like, I don't know, Aerosmith or something, but it's like is it actively different in a live setting?
Yeah, a lot of times it is. A lot of times they do mix it up or play a different version or remix their own music. And I mean, sometimes too, they'll play someone like a remix of someone else's music too at their live DJ shows. And yeah, I think a lot of people are like curious, like how can you be into going to a DJ show when like they're just like pressing buttons and turning knobs? And it's like, but I think for me, it's more about like I'm impressed with their skill in like producing the music in the first place. And like, I am moved by the music, and like, whether they're really like doing that much up there physically, it's more about just like being in a group of people and appreciating the sound and being enveloped by it.
No, that's beautiful. And that's like what all concerts kind of should be, regardless of the genre. So like, yeah, it's awesome. It translates so well. So good job, Zoo. You made a very, this is like, to me, it was giving me like nighttime vibes, like how you were like going into your like bonfire on the beach party. Like this is like we have one last drink. This is like going to be and then we're like heading off to bed. Like that's what I was getting, but I don't know if
it totally is. That's like the great description for it. It is like that transition to night. Whereas like that Matoma song earlier, that's like first thing in the morning. Like, let's go. Yeah.
Let's wake up and now let's go to bed. You perfect bookends. All right, cool. Let's get into number 10. Yeah, this one's killer. I know I'm not allowed to pick favorites. They're all my children, and I'm supposed to love them equally. But this is the one that I was like so excited that, like how you're discovering new music. Like this was a discovery for me, and I was like into it. Before you get into it, I think in your pitch you mentioned you had a friend or a sister. What was it?
Sister, yeah.
Sister who's like country. Like that's her.
She
music.
loves country. Yeah.
And
she's
you
also pop, but yes, she's a country girl. Yeah.
But you wanted to like kind of give her a little taste of like let's get something for her, and I'm hoping this is it, because that's, I think, the intention with whoever submitted this song. And so like, did you get that? Did you read that when you were listening?
Yeah, I totally get that. But it also like, it isn't so country. It's not like, I wouldn't say it's like full country. It has like a little country vibe, which I think is awesome because everyone else in the house is like, if you put on like a like Shania Twain song, it's going to be like, oh my God, you know? So like, I feel like this is like, it's such a cool song that I feel like anyone, like, I'm just like obsessed with it. It's not very like, it's like way cooler than I am, you know?
Yeah, so this guy, so this is Haynes. I'm hoping I'm saying the name right. I keep mispronouncing all these names, so I hope all these artists are listening to this podcast and are like immediately going to tell me the right way to pronounce all your.
It looks like Hans to me. It kind of looks. It looks like those like or like Hanes underwear when I used to go to Target back in the day for the. That's what it reminds me of.
Yeah, the Fruit of the Loom Hanes underwear. But it's significantly more interesting than that boring white underwear. So he like markets himself because not only this, but like a couple of his other songs, they have these like similar like kind of country folky vibes. So he calls his genre, or I guess genres, prairie country contra based funk piano R&B. Like that's how he, and like like he hit all those nails on that. Like he's doing every single one of those. I don't even know what contrabass is, but if it sounds anything like this, like he hit it out of the park.
It is very like eclectic. It does feel like it's not like anything like else I really hear. It is kind of feels like it is taking from a lot of different influences, and it's just it's so catchy. Like I'm just like I feel like I'll just be like wanting to listen to it on repeat.
No, it's like definitely like it's like I can't picture a setting where this wouldn't work. Like I like want to drive around in my car to this. I want to drink coffee to this. I want to like sit by the pool to this. Like it's just like woof.
I feel like it'd be a good driving song too. I can just picture like looking out the window.
Exactly. Just see like the world pass you by and like this music hits your body. Yeah, it's great. So yeah, this is I hope your country loving sister gets her kick off of this one.
Gets her fix on this one. Fingers crossed.
Yeah. All right. Root for what's her name?
Lauren.
Okay, Lauren, this one's for you. Yeah, Lauren, I want to hear. let me know if you feel.
I'll keep you posted.
Cool. And we got one left. This is the code of the playlist. So let's check it out. All right, there we go.
Okay.
This is like how the other guy was mixing a million different genres and a million different sounds. Same with this one. This is another one I discovered. So this is Ari Arielis. He's Icelandic, but he, just like kind of Zoo and a couple of these other guys we talked about, multi-instrumentalist. So he wanted to infuse just he's like classically trained, but classically trained in like a bunch of different types of music. So he went to school in Switzerland. I'm not going to remember or even say the name correctly of the school he went to, but it's like known for like teaching music from a global scale. So he like learned all this like Middle Eastern music, this Southeast Asian music, this Southern American music. And so that this song doesn't cover all of that, but he certainly does. And he's playing like an accordion at one point. He's playing like a sitar. So like, I just love that, and I love the eclecticness of it. So, Taylor, what's your vibe? I'll stop talking.
It is awesome. Yeah, totally transport you to a different world. It reminds me a little bit of an artist I used to listen to called Elfenberg, and an artist called Beats Antique that have kind of those similar like Eastern vibes coming in. And it just makes you feel like you're in this like rich other place in a world, like all of the like texture and layers. And I almost picture being like an Eastern market or like belly dancers around. Like it's just, it's so different. And I love it. I feel like it's the perfect end to the playlist.
Yeah, no, it's it's like the great finale, and I hope it's like inspires like the goddesses to like have like kind of like a maybe I'll ask this because we reached the end of their playlist. How do the weekends end? Is there like kind of like a Burning Man sort of situation where there's always a tradition that you guys do before you leave, or is it just kind of it just ends when it ends?
We do actually always burn a little mini man where we write down things we want to let go of, and it's like made out of socks, and we stuff it in there, and then we burn that. One year we burned it on a barbecue, and it was kind of like cannibalistic looking. It was kind of weird, but it was like a safety precaution using the barbecue. But that's not really necessarily on the morning we leave. The morning we leave, a lot of times we do like a big brunch. Usually some mimosas involved, and then everyone kind of clears out and says their goodbyes. But this song I could definitely see being like a really whimsical moment where we could like all like grab scarves and just like dance around like crazy wild women. Like I feel like that might happen with this song.
Oh, okay. That's the goal. I want a big scarf party.
Yeah.
That's Ari's vibe for sure. Cool. So we've reached the end. Just kind of overall, you think it's going to go well with the Goddess. I know I kind of mentioned a couple songs I really like, but like, do you have a favorite? Is that even fair to ask? Like, what was like
so
the one that oh God, that's the goal.
Think I might say Mood Swings.
Mood Swings. All right. Lil Sims showing up.
I'm like, that's the artist that I'm definitely like definitely like going to check out all of her stuff. But yeah, okay. I mean, honestly, all of it. Like a lot of it I'm going to put into my yoga playlists for my class. And I think I'm just going to listen to all of this on repeat for a while. So I'm stoked. And thank you like so much for putting this together. And thank you everyone that submitted. I'm so just like grateful and stoked.
Yeah.
And I think the whole trip, everyone's going to be super happy too.
Good. I'm so excited. I hope people like it. Oh, and I mean, this is obviously available. It's on my Spotify. It's on my Apple Music. So anyone, please listen to it. Send me suggestions of stuff I can like kind of add and play with for the next round for Goddess Camp 2025. You're gonna get a playlist every year. It's just we got to get the bondage bagels to have a soundtrack. Great. Well, thank you, Taylor. I'm going to actually throw it to you. Do you have anything you want to plug that you're working on kind of in the world?
Yeah, absolutely. Come check out. I co-host a podcast as well called Shoot the Shit, where we interview filmmakers about their craziest behind the scenes stories. So if anyone's listening, looking for some more listening, some more podcasting, come check us out. We're on all platforms everywhere. So all
platforms. Shoot the Shit's great. I really love it. It's really funny, especially if you're in the industry. If you're not in the industry, it's definitely worth a listen. Thank you. This has been List Connections. It's a community-based podcast with community-based playlists. We're going to have another guest who's going to have another situation where they need music. And we're hoping you as a community reach out and help them get their musical vibes right. So thanks, Taylor. Thanks, folks, for listening.
Thank you.
No Longer Network.